Hi, Karen Deis, publisher of Mortgage Currency Magazine, and I'm proud to announce that this is the 100th issue of Interpreting the Mortgage Rules and Regulations for You. Hey, just a reminder, there are tweets and Facebook posts that we have written for you to keep your real estate agents and your clients up to date on the new mortgage rules. Also, there's a help desk for your loan scenarios, your underwriting questions, and conditions. Now, this has never ever happened before, but there are no FHA or VA updates this month. But today starts FHA's new refinance program. Now, the changes this month mostly have to do with compliance, loan officer compensation, HARP, DU Refi, and hardest hit funds. But the biggie this month is Fannie Mae and their new updates to their income and employment underwriting rules. So let's start with that. Fannie's SEL 2012-4 covered 3 separate items, but the one you really need to sink your teeth in this time around are the changes to the new way that Fannie is going to be looking at income verification and employment verification. Now, before I get into some of those changes right now, I need to let you know that right now it's for manually underwritten files, and the DU portion will come later when the software has been updated. So, first of all, there are 60 total changes under 9 distinct topic headings that will show up in the selling guide right now. These went into effect on May 15th. Now, here's the highlight of some of them. You're going to find a new section describing how to determine variable income, such as overtime, bonuses, and commission income. There's another new section called Continuity of Income, where it now states that if it doesn't have an expire date on the verification, you don't have to document the 3-year continuance. This goes that the lender has to conclude that it's likely to continue and use for like Social Security, disability, and retirement income. The 4506T only needs to be signed one time, and a VOE can be used in lieu of paycheck stubs and W-2s. Now, if your borrower has rental income, 1-year tax return, and the operating statement is no longer needed. Now, it also, this is kind of cool, if somebody has a contract or a offer of employment that's been accepted, but they don't have a paycheck stub, Fannie says you can close that loan without a paycheck stub. Child support verification has been reduced to 6 months, used to be 12. And if a borrower receives retirement income, there's some new rules that affect that as well. Now, be sure to follow up with your lenders. Make sure that their overlays coincide with, Fannie's new rules. Now, as you can see, some of these changes are going to make your life easier, but I do recommend that you read all of those changes, plus go through your pre-approved files because it could affect some of those sitting there right now. In the same announcement, Fannie has clarified the DU and DU Refi Plus, with one of the biggest ones being your ability to simultaneously close a new refinance second subordinated loan with the first mortgage. Now, it hasn't gone into effect yet. Watch for that further. We'll send you an email on that. But that is one of the major changes with this new announcement. And in the same announcement, 18 states plus the state of Washington, D.C., that there is $7.6 billion worth of funds to help pay down mortgages. They're called hardest hit funds, which means that if somebody refis on a HARP and they're underwater, they owe more money than the appraisal value or the estimated value, you can use these funds to simply write off their principal balance. Now, the funds have been given to these 18 states, so it's your job to find out who's holding these funds, how do you use them, and how do you have your borrowers benefit from these funds that are sitting in the state's coffers. Now, Fannie has also issued a new updated HARP FAQ with 12 brand new questions and 20 updates to existing questions. Okay, so now we don't normally write about things that have not gone into effect, but the LO compensation is our first exception. We wanted you to get the skinny. So this article has the Federal Register, the FAQs, and the proposed LO compensation rules. It's out there for comment. We put the website on here for you to make your comment as well. Now, personally, I think that if they're going to have flat fee for loan originators, what about flat fees for loan level price adjustments? What about flat fees for real estate agents? I don't know why we're being targeted. And one last thing, brand new requirement goes into effect for non-banks and lenders. There's now a new anti-money laundering and suspicious activity report that needs to be starting to be filed August 13th. With this particular article, you're going to find a 26 red flag rule checklist that kind of goes along with this law. So if you're a company owner or branch manager, this is something you need to pay attention to. So, thanks for listening. Our 100th issue, and getting a loan approved these days is rocket science.